Hello, I'm Elgato and welcome back to a Minecraft store video. Today I wanted to talk about the best Minecraft store content from 2017, because the store itself recently released a category called Best of 2017, and you might think, oh, those are the best maps of 2017, but the truth is, unless it's sorted by most downloads, and that, rating is very unrelated to the number of ratings or like real public opinion, basically I can't tell what actually sorts these maps by the best of 2017, so I figured with today's video, why not talk about the best map of 2017 that has more than 50 ratings. I figured that's important because otherwise the best piece of content is a skin pack. As you can see, 5-star perfect rating, but only 3 people have ever, downloaded and rated it. Same with a lot of other skin packs where they have perfect 5 stars. No, today I wanted to talk about the best thing from 2017 that has more than 50 ratings, and surprisingly to me at least, it actually turned out to be a Minecraft themselves development, because although Stranger Things was kind of close, doesn't have the ratings, although, like BDcraft's kind of good, the one with the highest overall rating seems to be the Adventure Time Mashup Pack, and this is one I did own, but I checked it out on Minecraft Console Edition, so I figured why not check it out on Minecraft, Bedrock Edition or Windows 10 or P, whatever you want to call this version, and see exactly what makes this the best map of 2017. So hopefully you do enjoy this video. Like if you do like it, because it helps out the channel, and let's say you do like these sorts of videos. Again, I like to show the Minecraft store content so that you can get the experience of checking out the Minecraft store and knowing what's worth purchasing and what's not, without having to go through the effort of actually having to pay for Minecraft coins, because again, these things can get pretty expensive. There is a £41.74 option now, and you can imagine how that makes it a little bit steep to get into these maps. And again, if you want to know what the maps are like without having to pay, here you go. Let's get straight into it. So we're going to go and load up a brand new world. As you can see, we're going to create a new world using the Adventure Time Mashup Pack. As you can see, it's found just under, it's in here somewhere. It's very hard to actually work out what you own and what you don't sometimes, I find. But yeah, as you can see, here it is, the Adventure Time Mashup. It's 1.0.4. I don't know what the edition was like on console, but we're just going to hit that button and then it's going to load up everything by default so we can go into there. So mashup packs on this edition of the game are a little bit harder to get into because obviously, again, not everything is like instantly done. What you do want to do for this video is we're going to just set up the show coordinate stuff, and we also want to set up the obviously the creative game mode by default, just so we can fly around rather than doing it in survival. So let's do that and let's show you this world. So yeah, like I said, the Adventure Time Mashup Pack was one of my more interesting pieces, I guess one of the pieces of content I was most interested in when it comes to 2017. I love mashup packs, and I feel like Adventure Time was a little bit better than the Norse Mythology one, but I didn't know if it would be the best thing from 2017, and again, at the time it was like, this is pretty good, it's my favorite thing I've done this year, but given how much released on the Minecraft store, I would have expected something to overtake it, but that's why we're making this video, to really evaluate it against everything else I've played, and against everything else I've seen and, looked at and stuff, so we can get a real feel for why this was voted the best thing of 2017, and as you can see, by the way, on this version, it actually looks distinctly different. Or maybe I'm going crazy and just haven't played it in a while, but actually, again, you can see it's been touched over by the Minecraft Bedrock team in some way, or maybe this is just 4J that have been patching it over time, but it definitely looks distinctly different here, and it really, really fits this version of the game quite well. Again, because I feel like there's like two things that play into why this works here. First of all, it's the fact that it works better with any size device. Like this would look great on a phone, on a tablet, everything else. Again, I'm playing on Xbox right now. Oh, I can't show you that besides my button, but I'm playing on Xbox right now, and I feel like maybe also there's the audience, benefactor of like, oh yeah, well, obviously, we've said this time and time again, it's an obvious thing, but like, the number of like younger audiences that play Minecraft now has increased, and maybe because Adventure Time has like this perfect appeal of like being great for children while also being, great for adults. Like I haven't actually watched it personally, but I hear like, there are many, all my YouTube peers who are like, like 20 something and then into Adventure Time. One of the girls I think I mentioned her before, like the one who's like was really bad at playing Minecraft because she insisted on using host privileges. She liked Adventure Time a lot. So I'm just saying, like with that knowledge in hand, it kind of makes me think that this is the perfect storm for Minecraft Bedrock, because it has that very diverse audience of ranging from incredibly young children, but also then having like, either their parents or just adults like myself, or like yourself maybe. I don't know if you're an adult. You might be, whatever your age are, someone your age likes Adventure Time, and that kind of makes this just kind of work. And also, the thing you can see here is that this looks really especially great here, because the extra render distance, I only have up to 22 chunks, but you can set it even higher. We'll make sure it is on the max, but, the extra render distance here, I think really adds to the atmosphere of this map. Okay, it's on max. Because as you can see just a little bit further, which makes it even more amazing. From the center, instead of just being able to see like to the edge of one of these things, we can see all of the Candy Castle. Look how great that looks. We can see all of the icy mountains, we can see all of the Black Forest, and it makes it a little bit easier for the map to actually go around and look at. Like, look at this. That's an angry volcano, it looks like, or an angry mountain. I'm not even sure. And again, even as someone who hasn't watched the show, so again, it has that real advantage from anyone who has like licensed Minecraft property that's real. Has the skin pack, by the way, but we're not gonna talk too much about that right now. That's kind of an amazing thing by itself. But then even as someone who doesn't do that, it's just an amazing looking experience. Like, the texture pack blends perfectly with the map itself, as you could probably expect, and it makes for this very interesting thing. However, the one downside I would figure would hit this, because if you set your render distance to over 40, I think, on Windows 10, and if you just go to the edge of the map, because Minecraft, Bedrock doesn't have the edge of the world phenomenon like you do on the, console edition, basically it means that once you go past the edge, it just has this weird fill effect, which again, I feel like kind of ruins the illusion of like, okay, we're here in Adventure Time, we're checking out the world, because as soon as you go past the edge of the world, as soon as you go past these little islands, you end up in this weird situation where it's just normal Minecraft terrain. And again, given that one of the fun things about this is the hunt for the music discs, which if I recall correctly, one of them is inside this big dome. But because part of the fun of this is hunting for those music discs, I can't even personally understand. I wasn't in the dome itself. Let's go on anyway, just because like I'm always curious about this sort of thing. Let's see what's going on here. As you can see, it's a cool little dome on the inside. But yeah, basically because a lot of people love the music disc hunt, it's something that's a little bit less perfect here. But again, that doesn't seem to be the primary thing that attracts people into the Adventure Time mashup pack. I think I've said this before, but I might have to say it again. But what I really admire from a Minecraft map doesn't seem to be what most people do, because the most successful maps in this version aren't the ones which have these fun survival challenges, or even that have like a clear end or boundary. It's just like, here's some cool stuff, go check it out. That seems to be the primary thing, even if there's like a non-clear blend between the end of that and something else. It just has to be, here's some amazing builds, check them out. And as you've probably noticed already, this map just has that in droves. Like, this by itself, this miniature city, it's kind of inspiring, right? Like, I mean, I'm not sure if it's meant to be a city, but again, it's kind of inspiring to look at, right? This right here, everything you look at here is just really inspiring the way it uses colors together, because that red lava next to that water next to that, I'm not even sure this is actually like nether bricks or something. Red sand, well, I guess it's purple sand really, but seeing these colors next to each other, it's just this perfect color explosion. And honestly, now when you think of it like that, as like when you think there's a mashup pack world, it loses a little bit. When you think of the rend distance, it gains a bit because you can see more of the cool stuff. But when it comes to what people actually want from the worlds, again, based on just all the other maps of high ratings, based on how people react to things, and based on the fact that there is a huge wide-ranging audience that don't want the same things, it seems like just having a lot of solid builds, and having those builds, which makes them really great for themselves, but then having those builds tie into a very popular TV show, obviously reaps its benefits in extreme ways. So one thing I wanted to check out, because one of the things I remember that really wrecked me the first time I played this, if you're wondering, my very first experience, I play every mashup pack when it first comes out, but with this one, I remember I got trapped in the factory. Oh, it would be that factory over there. So I got trapped in the factory, like on the minecart, like it killed me or something, and I was like, oh, that's kind of unfair. I remember there was a few things like that were just like, well, this has kind of lost the charm for me. Let's see what it's like here. Let's check it out after all this time, and let's see if I was just bitter or if it looks better in this one. Again, I swear this looks different in some way. Maybe it's just Bedrock in general, because it has slightly different like texture systems, looks different. But you can see how it's already looking distinctly different. So we're going to grab a minecart. I don't know where from. I guess there'd be a chest here. And we're just going to go around this thing, and we're going to see what it's like. So let's hop in the minecart. Let's hit the button, and let's go. So as you can see, first of all, I guess the minecarts go slow around here, so you can see the whole thing a little bit more, because obviously minecarts are a bit slower. I can't imagine that's changing anyone's mind, but maybe it just is. Which actually means, I think, okay, no. I was going to say they might have had to like alter the minecart for this system, just to guarantee it would run on all the platforms. Or maybe they altered it in the first place, but still, it's interesting to see, like, you can see this whole place a lot better in slow motion. Not something I figured I would be interested in. Oh, this is actually really cool, the way the minecarts like cross over each other. And I feel like the guys at 4J had this big like minecart obsession for a while. Oh, and then it ended here. And then I like died because it goes all the way through the ground. But today, that doesn't happen. That doesn't happen at all, because we can go back and we can take in a minecart ride. So yeah, what's my conclusion on this map? I think it probably is worthy of the best of 2017 best of 2017, just anything I go. It goes left and then right. Takes me back where I'm going, maybe? Wait, how does that even... That's clever. I don't know how that works, but it does work, apparently. Can I, like, pick which direction I'm going? No, I can't. But, basically, my point being is I feel like this actually is worthy of that title, simply because it has everything that makes a map actually worth paying for. The license, obviously, you can't get officially licensed content without paying in some form for it. That's just something we all know, right? Like, you can't have an official supersonic mashup pack without it being, in some way paid for. Because obviously, there are rights that have to be paid for or whatever. It makes sense. So it's official, for a really big property a lot of people like. Then it has some amazing builds. Like, at the time, this was one of the best ones built, and if you like Adventure Time, they're even better than they objectively are, because again, looking at this right here, it's kind of impressive by itself, but it's extra impressive when you realize it's, you know, perfectly recreated from Adventure Time, and I feel like having that on top of having, of course, the, you know, nice bonus of, you know, all the other graphics tab, and then on top of the fact that, like, all of its competition has the same issue of being like, wait, this feels like something that, you know, it isn't necessarily worth the value, whereas this, for the value it is, it's like, it's accepted by everyone, like, yeah, you pay for it because it's licensed, you pay for it because it took a real art team like that amount of time, you pay for it because of all these things, and I guess it kind of makes sense in that way. So yeah, in 2018, I wonder if the most downloaded Mashup Pack will be one by, you know, the Minecraft team themselves, or if it'll be one by the community. I'm excited to see it, and every other week I will be checking out new maps to hopefully try and find it, because again, I feel like the issue of the Minecraft store is there's always going to be so much more content than anyone can buy, and given that the average quality of that content is less than you're probably willing to buy for, I think these videos are useful to point out that, like, yeah, Adventure Time Mashup Pack, totally worth checking out, maybe the best thing from 2017, definitely if you like the Adventure Time, maybe still even if you don't. So I hope you enjoyed the video, like if you liked it, share if you liked it, subscribe if you're new around here, and make sure you turn notifications on so you can see these videos daily on your homepage. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Goodbye.